think we are today?
A pool? The ocean?
A lake?
We're at the beach at Lake Erie, right here in our hometown of Cleveland, Ohio.
Join us as we learn about the beach.
We're
going to
have
an amazing time at the beach.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so happy you came back to learn with us today. My name is Mrs. Kitchen, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Louisa May Alcott Elementary School. And today, we're going to have fun at the beach. Well, have you ever been to the beach before? You have. What kinds of things did you do at the beach? Yes, there's lots of swimming at the beach. What else have you done? Bury yourself in sand. Oh my, I don't think I could do that one. What else have you done at the beach? Build a sand castle. Well, it's good that you said that because today I have a story that I would like to read to you. The title of the story is The Sand Castle That Lola Built. In this story, Lola's visiting the beach just like we are, and she builds a sandcastle. Well, she initially starts out all by herself, but things change rather quickly. So come along. I would like to share the story with you today.
The Sandcastle That Lola Built by Megan Maynor. Illustrated by Kate Berube. The Sandcastle That Lola Built. This is the sandcastle that Lola built. This is the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola built. This is the sea glass that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola built. This is the foot. Hey, you stepped on my sandcastle. Oh, said the dude with the frisbee. Oops. You can use this bucket to fix it, said Lola. Okay. What should we add next? Asked Lola. We? This is the wall that protects the castle, that hosts the sea glass that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and Frisbee Dude built. This is the bulldozer. Beep, beep. Stop, said Lola. You can't dig there. Dig, said the little guy. You can dig here instead and help with our sandcastle. Dig? Asked the little guy. Mower? Yes, said Lola. Mower. This is the bulldozer that dug the moat that surrounds the wall, that protects the castle, that holds the sea glass that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and Frisbee Dude and little guy built. These are the shells. Splash! Oh no, said Lola. Here, you can have some of mine, said the girl. You found all these? Asked Lola. The girl nodded. I'm bringing them home to Minnesota so I can remember the ocean. Do you want to add shells to our sandcastle? You bet! These are the shells that lead to the moat that surrounds the wall that protects the castle, that holds the sea glass, that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and Frisbee Dude and Little Guy and Minnesota Girl built. This is the crash. No way, said Frisbee Dude. Uh-oh, said Little Guy. That's not good, said Minnesota Girl. Lola sniffed. The mermaids didn't even get to move in yet. She packed up her pails. Are we making another sandcastle? Asked Frisbee Dude. For mermaids? Asked Minnesota Girl. Again? Asked Little Guy. We? Asked Lola. I'll build the wall. Dig, dig. I'll find more shells. I could build a tall, tall tower, said Lola. Hooray! What do you think? Do you want to build a sandcastle? What things would you need to build a sandcastle? Yes, you'll need sand, lots of it. You'll also need a shovel, rake, or bucket. It would also be a great idea to have some sand molds or empty plastic containers. Here's a sandcastle my teacher friends and I built when we visited Edgewater Beach. We had lots of fun working together and finishing our sandcastle. Now here's some more questions about the story. Where did this story take place? Yes, this story took place at the beach. Do you remember the name of the main character? You remembered. Her name is Lola. Can you name the parts of the sandcastle that Lola and her friends built? What was this part called? Yes, it was the moat. The moat surrounded the wall. And what was this part of the castle called? You got it. It was the tower. The tower was extremely tall. And what part is this? Yes, it's the wall. The wall protected the sandcastle. What did they place at the top of the tall tower? Yes, it was shiny sea glass to signal the mermaids. And what did Minnesota Girl add to the sandcastle? She added shells. She made a path of shells. Now, what do you think? Will the mermaids visit the sandcastle? Well, I looked back at the text and I found 2 clues. What do you see?
I hope this bookworm made your day. Let's have more fun in the sun with Mrs. Burdette.
Thank
Thank you, Mrs. Kitchen. My name's Mrs. Burdette. I'm the pre-K teacher at Douglas MacArthur, and I just came back from the beach. I love being at the beach, but sometimes I can't always get to the beach. So I decided to make my own beach. I have some blue tarp, some towels to pretend like it's sand and my beach towel, and I have some beach toys, and I brought my beach bag with some sunscreen, some lip balm, my bucket, a beach hat, and something else. I have some beautiful shells that I've collected, and some of my relatives have collected. Look at this shell. Is this a big shell or a small shell? Zoe says that's a big one. Look at these. Oh, I have lots of shells. Some swirly ones. That one. Look how shiny this one is on the inside. Oh! Another one like that. Some with lines or stripes. Some that are so smooth. Well, I'm going to finish getting out all of my shells, and then we're going to take a closer look at them. Are you ready to join me? Look at these beautiful seashells now, and see if we can figure out a way to sort them. We can sort them by the ones that look the same. All right, so how about we put all the ones that have the lines on them over here. Here's a couple more. Okay. Now, let's find the shells. These have lines on them, but they have a little different shaped bottom. Let's see if we can find some that look like that. Yes. Do you see some more? Oh. Thank you for helping me. Ooh. Let's find these. These look like cylinders with a little point at the top. Okay, there's those. Now, look at these swirly ones. I bet a little crab loved hiding in this shell. All right, I see some more like that. They have the points at the top. A little spiky, you might say. Ooh. Beautiful one. Alright. See another one like that? These are sand dollars. It looks like there's a star or a flower in the middle. And then these beautiful, flat, smooth shells. I don't know if you can still see that. Let's see. One that goes over there. And this one's kind of in a league of its own. All shiny and smooth. We'll put that one over here. And this is coral, dried coral. This was a living creature. Isn't that cool? And wow, I don't have another one like this. love that one. That's so cool. And oh, these two are about the same as well. And that one can go there. So here's my shell collection. So we sorted them by the way they look. Shells that are the same or they have the same shape to them. Is there another way we could sort these? We can sort them by little shells and big shells. Good. Oh, we can do smooth and bumpy. We can do shells with stripes or different colors, and shells that are all the same color. Very good. Now I need your help counting the shells. How many shells look like this? 1. When we make the number 1, we start at the top and draw straight down. Number 1. How many flat, smooth shells are there? 1, 2, 3. To make the number 3, you start at the top, make one curve to the middle, another curve to the bottom. Number 3. How many sand dollars are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Start at the top, go down to the middle, across, top, straight down for the number 4. Let's count the shells with the stripes on them. 1, 2. To make the number 2, we make a nice curve to the bottom, go across. Number 2. Let's count the shells that have the spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To make the number 5, you start at the top, make a straight line down, give it a belly or a curve, and a hat across the top. Number 5. Let's count these shells that had that shiny, beautiful bottom or inside. 1, 2. Number 2, we make that curve, top to the bottom, go across. Number 2. Now let's look at the little cylinders with a point. 1, 2. Oh, number 2 again. Top, curve to the bottom, go across. Number 2. Let's count these shells. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. Number 8, we start making a curve like the letter S, and curve to the middle, back up to the top. There are 8 shells that look like that. Let's count these shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, start by making a curve like the letter S, to the middle, back up to the top. Ooh, and a smooth, shiny shell. There is one of those. And the coral, one coral. What kind of shells did I have the most of? You're right. They're tied. I have 2 groups of shells that have 8 each. So I found the most of shells that look like this. And I have how many groups that have 2? This one, 1, 2, 3. 3 groups have 2. One group has 3 shells. One group has 4 shells. And 3 have 1. Oh, and there's one group of 5. So you could collect shells when you go to the beach. If you don't have shells, maybe you can find some rocks around your yard. But have fun sorting and counting. It is a great math skill. And I am going to pass my castle off to Mrs. Maslowski.
Thank you, Mrs. Burdett. That was a lot of fun counting seashells. I'm Miss Maslowski, and today we're going to work on word building. And we're going to word build using a word ladder. Have you ever done that before? What we do is we're going to climb up the ladder and change one letter at a time to turn cat into bus. Do you think you could do that with me? Great. Come on, let's go. So looking at our ladder, we're going to start with the word cat. Ooh, how do we spell cat? Let's sound it out. K-A-T. Can you do the motions with me? K-A-T. Very good. What letter makes the K sound? You're right. That's a C. So I'm going to find my seashell with the letter C. Here it is, and put it first. What was that middle letter? A. What letter makes the A sound? You got it, the letter A. So let's look at our seashells and find the letter A. Here it is, and we're going to move it next. So we have K, A, T. What letter makes that T sound? T. The letter T. Very good. I find my T and I move it over. K, A, T. Cat. Excellent job. Now we have to change cat into bat by only changing one of these letters. Well, let's sound it out and figure out which letter we have to change. B, A, T. Let's do it again. Do it with me. B, A, T. Now looking at that word, which one of those letters would we change to turn cat into bat? Start with the beginning one. B. Oh, is B the same as K? No, it's not. So that's what we're going to change. What letter makes the B sound? Excellent, the letter B. So we come over here and find the letter B. Here it is. And we put our B. Now, does A in the word bat stay the same? A, B, A? Yes, it does. It's the letter A. Let's find that letter A seashell. Here it is. And let's move it next. And the same letter, B, A, T. We're keeping the T. Excellent job. So come on over. Let's find the letter T. Here it is. And put it over. Sound out with me. B, A, T. Bat. You did a great job. Now we have to turn bat into bag. Think we can do it? I know you can do it. Let's sound it out. B, A, G. Let's do it again. B, A, G. What's our first letter that we hear? B. Excellent job. Let's find our letter B. Here it is. And that's the same as in bat. Okay, middle letter, B, A. What letter comes in the middle? The letter A. Excellent job. Where is our letter A? I found it. Excellent job. B, A, what's the last one? G, G. What letter makes that G sound? The letter G. Very good. So I find my letter G and put it next. B-A-G. Bag. Excellent job. You just turned bat into bag. Now we have to turn bag into bug. Ooh, that one's a little tricky, I think. Let's try it. Okay, let's sound it out. B-A-G. Try it again. B-A-G. What's that first sound that we hear? B. Excellent job. And what letter makes that B sound? The letter B. Very good. So let's look. I found the letter B. Let's put it first. What makes that sound? B-A. Oh, you're right. It's not an A anymore. It's an So what letter would that be? The letter U. Very good. U says So we have B-A-G. What makes that G sound? The letter G. Excellent job. So I find my G and I put it on. Let's sound out the word. B-A-G. Bug. Excellent job. You do it. B-A-G. Bug. Now, do you think that we could change bug into bus? I know you could do it. All right, let's sound it out. Are you ready? B-A-S. Do it with me. B-A-S. What's that first sound you hear? B. The letter B. So we find our B and move it first. What's the second sound that we hear? What letter is that? The letter U. Great job. Find my U and I move it next. B-A-S. What's that last sound? S. The letter S. Great job. So I find my letter S and put it last. Can you sound out the word with me? B-A-S. Bus. Great job. I hope you had fun with me today, turning cat into bus. I had a lot of fun. Now, I wonder what Mrs. Anderson is going to have planned. I hope you have a great time with her. See you next time.
Thanks, Miss Meslowski. I'm Mrs. Anderson, physical education teacher at Douglas MacArthur Girls Leadership Academy. And today I brought to the beach my two friends.
Hi, I'm Liliana from Douglas MacArthur Girls Leadership Academy, and I'm in 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Tony Perez, Liliana's grandfather. I'm a physical education teacher at Valley View Boys Leadership Academy.
Today is going to be an awesome day at the beach. So our first activity, we're going to do a tic-tac-toe game, and I'm going to create the board here in the sand. I'm going to draw 2 parallel lines. And 2 perpendicular. Our game of tic-tac-toe, Lily has the red balls, Mr. Perez has the yellow, and so the object of the game is to get 3 balls in a row of your color before your opponent does. So we're going to come on back here. So whoever moves fastest is going to end up placing more balls on the board. On your mark, get set, go! They come out, they place a ball in a spot, return, and pick up a second. Oh, Lil's got her cheetah speed coming on. Oh, Mr. Perez goes for the block. Oh, now Lily comes up. She's got it. Oh, it looks like. And. Oh!
Why you ain't go over there?
Now we look at the board. We see 3 yellows in a row. Now, you should have gone where? If you would have, you could have come here, or you were faster. You could have blocked him and one diagonally.
I didn't even see that.
1 ball at a time. On your mark, get set, go! And Lily goes for the center square and she returns. And she has 2. Oh, Mr. Perez goes for the block. Oh, listen. Oh, she could get it diagonally. And she diagonal. Winner, chicken dinner. Each one of them has 1 victory. We're going for the tiebreaker. On your mark, get set, go! Oh, she picks the center spot again. Oh, we're going for the corner, and he blocks her. Oh, and she blocked him. She blocked again. Uh-oh. Oh, boy, no! You blocked and you won. Neither did I. So the art of the frisbee. So our frisbees are flat. I have a large.
I have small.
And we keep our frisbees flat. Our hand is in the front and use our wrist. Ready?
Yeah.
Set, go. Our next activity is a simple game of volleyball. We're going to use a beach ball, and I've laid out some towels as our net. We're going to use 2 hands, or maybe even 1 hand, to keep the ball in the air, back and forth. Oh, for the toss. And then I'm going to use, yep, there we go. Oh. Oh, good job. Get it again. Our next activity, we have a little bit of a race. So we have empty buckets, and we have a new friend. This is Violet, and we asked her if she wanted to come and play a game with us. So they each have an empty bucket, and they each have a smaller cup. They're going to use Lake Erie water to fill the bucket, and then once the bucket's full, they're going to pick it up and run, and I'm using my towel as the finish line. It'll be good. On your mark. about I got some sand in there too. That'll make it extra heavy, just the way I like it.
Too much sand.
It's gonna be extra heavy.
Is it full?
Not yet, not yet. Two more. Two more cups. There's one. Come on, you can do it. You're doing awesome. All right, ready? Ready? Pick up your bucket and cross the finish line.
Violet, can we dump it up? I hope you had fun, because we did too.
Come out to Edgewater Beach and enjoy all the fun activities with your family.
We'll see you next week, but first, let's see what Miss Duplessis has to say.
Well, hello again, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Duplessis, and I am the Model Lead Teacher at Orchard STEM School. Today, we are going to explore 3D shapes, and we're going to head to the beach. 3D shapes have 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. Sometimes it's easier to talk about them as solid figures, unlike 2-dimensional shapes that appear flat, like a piece of paper. Can you name any of these 3D shapes? Perhaps looking at real objects and deciding what shape they are might be more fun. Yes, that's a cone, just like we call it, an ice cream cone. But no matter what direction it's in, it's still a cone. Absolutely, those are cubes, just like we call them ice cubes. This one's tricky. We know it as a ball, but the proper name for the 3D shape of a ball is a sphere. Can you say that word? Sphere. The trash can shape is also a tricky one. The name of this is a cylinder. Let's go out to the car where my kids are waiting for me so we can head on out.
Hi, everybody. We're heading to the beach. Let's take a look in our beach bag to make sure we have everything that we need. I have an idea. Let's sort them by 2D or 3D. This ball is solid. That's a 3D shape. This blanket is flat. It's a 2D shape, Laura. We brought 2 cones to play with the ball. And I know that cone is a 3D shape. Look at these books. They're 2D shaped. These are 3D too.
Building sandcastles like Lola can be so much fun. And I bet if you look close, you'll see some 3D shapes that you know. Cylinder. Cube. Cone.
And don't worry if you can't get to the beach. You can always pretend at home. You can build with Play-Doh, even clay, or maybe you have a sandbox or some kinetic sand.
You can play with kinetic sand at your house and pretend you're at the beach.
See if you can find some containers around your house that would help you make the different 3D shapes we learned about today. Use snack containers, the little measuring cup from our laundry soap, a play cone, and cups and cans to build our shapes at home. Always use your hands too to mold shapes like they're doing here with the spheres.
Bye!
Wow, who knew exploring 3D shapes could be so much fun? I sure had a great time with you today, and I bet you're gonna have more fun when you go over and visit Miss Dunlap. See you next time.
I had so much fun at the beach today. It's me, Miss Dunlap from Bureau Dual Language Academy. Oh my goodness, it was a hot day, wasn't it? I had to come home and sit down in the shade because that sun was so hot. But I had so much fun playing in the sand and in the water. And that's what we're going to talk about today is water. We're going to be scientists. Are you ready? All you need today is something to write with in paper. We're going to conduct an experiment. Of course, if you want to conduct the experiment on your own later on, I'll provide the list of materials for you. Okay, let's get back to water. Water makes up most of our planet Earth. Oh look, there we are. We live on the water. We live on one of the Great Lakes in Cleveland, Ohio. Water is everywhere. We need water to live. You can find water anywhere you go. It could be a small stream or a creek. You can find water in a pond. Or maybe it's flowing in a river. You can find water in the great big ocean. And yes, you can find water in a swimming pool. But if you look in our own backyard here in Cleveland, you can find water in the lake, Lake Erie. The water moves. We can use water to create or play. We can use water to help our plants grow. Or we can use water to take a swim. That water was so cool and refreshing, and this breeze feels good too, but I want a popsicle. But look at my popsicle. What's wrong with it? That's right, it's liquid, just like the water we talked about today. I don't want a liquid popsicle, do I? Not at all. I want a solid popsicle. Wait a minute. How did my popsicle go from this to this? That's what we're going to talk about today. How water can change forms or states from a liquid to a solid and even to a gas. Water changes forms all the time with weather. It can come down as rain, or when it gets colder, it turns to snow. And then sometimes it can be hail, which is ice. Ice is the solid form of water. In solids, particles are tightly packed together, organized, giving a solid its structure. Water is the liquid form of water. The particles are spread out more and they move and flow freely. Water vapor is the gas form of water. The particles are more spread out and they move quickly. So we know that the water in my glass is liquid, and oh, that popsicle. This is also a liquid. Can you find something that's liquid in your home or your surroundings? Something that changes the shape of the container it's in and moves freely. Do you have anything that's liquid around you? When water is in its liquid form and we decrease or lower the temperature, what happens? That's right, it turns to ice. Water turns to ice and we call this freezing. This is how a liquid turns into a solid. So we know solids, they don't change shape, kind of like the chair I'm sitting on. It's a solid. Can you find something solid in your surroundings? Go ahead and look around. What did you find? That's a solid. Oh, look, here's my glass. Does my glass change shape? No, it's a solid. Ice is water in its solid form. And when we increase or raise the temperature on ice, what happens? That's right, it turns back into water. We call this melting. This is how a solid turns back into a liquid. How many of you make macaroni and cheese or spaghetti at home? Well, you have to boil water, don't you, to put your noodles inside. And when we boil the water, we see all of that steam, the water vapor go up in the air. Now, when we have water in its liquid form and we really increase or raise the temperature, do you know what happens? That's right, water vapor. And we call this evaporation. This is how we turn a liquid into a gas. Keep your eyes open and look around. Water is always changing forms because of temperature, including the temperature, the heat, and the energy from the sun. Look at my glass of water with the solid ice inside of it. Whoops, I forgot about it. And what happened to the ice? It melted because of the heat. Now that you're able to identify all three forms that water can take, ice, the solid, water, the liquid form, and water vapor, the gas form, we're going to do a little investigation. I want you to remember what I said when I first sat down with you. It was so hot at the beach today that I came here and I sat down in the shade. Why do you think I'm sitting in the shade and not out in the sun? That's right. The sun is really hot. The sun is energy and it warms everything around us. I want you to keep that in mind as we begin to investigate like scientists.
Okay, scientist, all you need for now is a pencil and paper. I'm going to conduct the experiment for us. We need 2 glasses of water, some food coloring, an ice cube tray, some baggies, and tape. I'm going to add some red food coloring to this glass of water. Stir it up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add blue food coloring to my second glass of water. Stir it up again. I've got my ice cube tray waiting. I'm going to pour a row of red and a row of blue. I'm going to pop that in the freezer. Now, I'm going to take my blue ice cubes and put them in a shaded shelf inside. I'm going to take my red ice cubes in a plastic baggie and tape it up against a super sunny window. Which bag of ice do you think will melt first? The blue ice on the shelf or the red ice in the sunny window? Make a prediction. In science, we call a prediction a hypothesis, and we write that prediction or hypothesis in a sentence like this. I think that. Well, tell me, what do you think? Which bag of ice will melt first? Don't forget to give me your reason using the word because. This is a great place to pause or stop the video so you can write your sentence. Here's what my prediction or hypothesis look like. I think that the ice on the window will melt first because the sunlight will heat the ice and melt it. I wonder if we're correct. How does your prediction or hypothesis look? Well, let's look at the red ice. It's starting to melt. Oh my goodness, it's a complete liquid already. How does the blue ice look? Oh, the blue ice did not melt completely. My hypothesis or prediction was correct. How about you?
You can always complete this experiment at home with the help of an adult. It's so much fun. You did a great job writing your prediction or hypothesis today. You are an excellent scientist investigating and observing. Remember, we're scientists every day. Look around and observe. I had so much fun playing in the sand, in the sun, and the water, and even more fun learning with you today. I can't wait to learn with you again.
Thanks for joining us for a mermaizy day at the beach.
Outdoor learning is so much fun. Your summer vacation has just begun.
There are 5 Great Lakes. Lake Erie is one.
Come back next week. We'll have more fun.
This is CMSD.
I am. Yo soy.
I am Cleveland's public schools.
Wow, I did it. Well, I'm excited. Happy to be here. I'm happy to graduate.
Congratulations! I feel great. I'm about to graduate. I'm done. It's lit.
I'm super excited.
Aaliyah!
I can't wait to see what this class does.
It was a goal, and now that I'm finally accomplished it, I'm happy.
Well, our students have been really fantastic. This isn't what they wanted. It's not what I wanted. This is my first class that I came here 13 years ago when they were kindergartners, and I was looking forward to the celebrations more than I ever do. But we have to be safe, and COVID-19 isn't gone, and as the kids have gone through, they've just had joy on their face. They're honking their horns, their families are celebrating, and so we're going to make the best of this because that's what Cleveland does.
I'm just blessed that we still was able to do something like this to celebrate us, because this is a really big deal to get your diploma and just graduate.
I'm about to go to a whole new chapter in my life, college. It's different.
I'm very confident I'm going to accomplish everything in life.
This is CMSD.
I am Cleveland's public schools.